Now say for example lang. 1 lion is equivalent to 1 million. Now inutusan ka ng pharaoh na bumili ng 1 lion bricks, which is equivalent. Hi guys, this is Sir Kevs. Welcome back to our growing YouTube channel. And for today's video, we will be talking about the theory of numbers, to be exact, the real number system. Okay, this is how it looks like. First, we will be talking about a brief history of numbers. And second one, pag-aaralan natin ang concept of numbers by looking on its family tree. Now, speaking of the brief history of numbers, it all began 2.5 million years ago during the Paleolithic Age, kung saan natutong magbilang ang mga tao at sinusulat nila sa kuweba by using stick method. Forward tayo ng konti, during the early civilizations, like in the hands of the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Hebrews, even the Persians, which is Iran nowadays, they made some improvement of the number system. They use figure system. Now, for example, in Egypt, one coiled rope represents 100. One water lily, it represents 1,000. On the other hand, the downside of using figure system is that you need to memorize a lot of things. Say for example, 1 million. Of course, technically, you should memorize a maximum of 1 million figures. Now, say for example lang, 1 lion is equivalent to 1 million. Now, initusan ka ng pharaoh na bumili ng 1 lion bricks kasi magpapatayo siya ng pyramid. So, naglakbay ka ng 1 month. After 1 month, nakalimutan mo kung ano ang representation ng 1 million. So, ang sinabi mo, bibili ka ng 1 cut of bricks, which just equivalent to 100,000 bricks. So pag uwi mo ng Egypt, wala na. GG ka, bibitayin ka ng pharaoh. 2 buwan kang nawala, kulang pa ang binili mong number of bricks. Okay? So in other words, it is quite difficult sa part natin if we use figure system. It is because it needs a lot of memorization. Now, thanks to this Indian guys, in the late 7th century, they invented the decimal system kung ano yung ginagamit natin from 0 to 9. Idol talaga natin itong mga Indianong to, which is derived from the positional system invented by the Chinese, Babylonians, and Aztecs. I don't know paano nila na-invent yun. Nag-group study sigurong 3 yun via Google Meet. Joke lang. In the positional system kasi, you are just rearranging the position of every number to create another quantity. Say for example, 12,345. If i-rearrange natin yun, makakreate tayo ng 54,321. Now, let's arrange again. We can create 13,425. So, by just rearranging the digits, you can create another digit or another quantity. So, no need to memorize a lot of things. Okay, dako na naman tayo sa numbers. Okay, the concept of numbers. A number is defined as an arithmetic value used for counting or calculation. Okay, the number is subdivided into 2. Real numbers and imaginary numbers. Now, pag-usapan naman natin si real numbers. Si real numbers, mas madali siyang ma-understand if we look it into the number line. This is the number line. In the number line, makikita natin lahat ng possible numbers. Okay, possible real numbers. From negative infinity to positive infinity. It could be, say for example, negative 105, or it could be negative square root of 2, 0, or it could be positive 103, it could be positive square root of 143.65, 6, 7, 8, ... etc. etc. Any number na pasok within this number line. Now, on the other hand, we have this imaginary number. If my real number, totoong number, may imaginary number din. Ang gumagamit lang nito is yung mga imaginary. Say for example, yung mga engkanto, tikbalang, aswang, kapre, white lady. Di joke lang. Okay, seryoso. I or J denotes imaginary number, which is equivalent to square root of negative 1. Of course, square root of negative 1 does not exist. Okay? Now, in the higher areas of application, like in electricity, We have this in electrical circuit theory. We call this Z, not Z, but Z, which is an impedance. Okay? You can see this in AC circuits. Have this R and L, meaning there is a presence of inductance, okay, or inductive, or R or C if there is a presence of capacitor or being capacitive. R plus J omega L, I omega L, R minus J omega C. And also, in power distribution, we have this generators, yung makikita natin during brownout, or even yung mga poste sa daan. We use that as kVA or kVAR, okay, instead of using watts to denote power, okay? Now, not to mix things up, I know it sounds intimidating, okay? It sounds weird, but let's just reserve this pag nag-college na tayo when we are dealing with electricity or electrical circuit theory. Now, for now, let's just focus on real numbers. And now, let us discuss first what is a rational number. Now, you can only say that it is a rational number if it can be converted to fraction where in a form of n over n, m and n are integers and n must not be equal to 0. Kasi if mag-0 kasi yan, magiging undefined yung number natin. Say for example, 10. Si 10 pwede natin siyang i-convert into 20 over 2. Still 10 pa rin yung sagot. How about negative 5? Negative 5 can be converted in fraction form by negative 25 over 5. And many more. Say for example, 0.5. 0.5 can be converted to 1/2. Still, pasok pa rin yun. And lastly, how about this? 0.333 bar. When you say bar, it repeats, okay? It will not terminate. It can still be converted into 1/3, okay? This kind of decimal is considered repeating and non-terminating decimal. Meaning, magpapatuloy yan hanggang Japan third floor yan, okay? Hindi yan matatapos. Now, on the other hand, we have these irrational numbers, okay? We can consider that it is an irrational number if it cannot be converted to fraction. Rational can be converted, irrational can't be converted. Example of irrational numbers are, say for example, square root of 2. You cannot convert square root of 2 into fraction, but rather, it can be converted into decimal form only. Okay, the decimal form of square root of 2 is 1.4142136 ... Okay, may kasunod pa yan. It will not terminate. And say for example pi, okay, pi, which is what we are using in solving the area of a circle, pi r squared. The value of pi is 3.14, 15, 92, ... Hindi yan matatapos, okay? You can check that via calculator, okay? This kind of decimal is considered as non-repeating, non-terminating. Non-repeating, it is because hindi nagre-repeat yung digits niya. Okay? Pabago-bago. And non-terminating kasi patuloy yan. Hindi yan matatapos. Gets? Now, hindi pa tayo tapos. Si rational numbers, may 4 siyang anak. Okay? Yung eldest niya, si integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, and lastly, si fraction. Okay, si integers, okay, positive and negative whole numbers, example niyan is negative 4, okay, going to the left, negative 6, ... negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and going to the right na naman, positive integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ... Okay? And si whole numbers naman is just 0 and positive integers. So, excluded yung mga negative numbers or negative whole numbers. Example nun is si 0, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to infinity. Extend, whole numbers. And second to the last is si natural numbers. Okay, very common si natural numbers sa atin. Yung bata pa tayo, tinuturuan tayong magbilang ng nanay natin or yung tatay natin, like starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. Natural numbers, counting numbers. And lastly, si fraction. Of course, si rational numbers, okay? Rational, okay, ratio is just synonymous to fraction, of course, included si fractions. So, what are the fractions? Say, for example, 1/4, 4 and 2/3, 10 and 3/5, and also including mga negative fractions like negative 1/2, negative 4/3, negative 2/5, etc., etc. Okay? Now, to complete the family tree of the number, in the beginning, there is number, And after the beginning, there are real numbers. Okay? May real numbers at imaginary number. Si imaginary number, walang anak. Si real number, nagkaanak. May dalawa siyang anak. Si rational at irrational number. Si irrational number, walang anak. Si rational meron. Meron siyang 4 na anak. Yung panganay niya, si integers, si whole numbers, si natural numbers, and lastly, si fractions. So, kumpleto na ang family tree ng ating number. Okay, for our last discussion of this content, okay, sasagarin na nating class para kumpletos recados na tong pinaggagawa natin. Okay, let's talk about the properties of real numbers. Review lang natin. Alam na natin to during elementary. Sa real numbers, applicable si commutative, associative, and distributive. When you say commutative, like say for example 7 plus 3 is just equivalent to 3 plus 7. Or it could be 4 times 5 is equivalent to 5 times 4. So meaning, pwede nating i-interchange. Okay? Pwede nating pagbaliktarin. Second one, associative. Meaning, we will group it. Okay? We will associate it or we will by-group it. Say for example, 3 plus 5 plus 7. Which is just equivalent to 3 plus 5. Which is just equivalent to 3 plus 5 plus 7. Or it could be 3 plus 5 plus 7. Pareho lang yun. Pwede yun. And lastly, distributive property. When you say distributive, of course, distribute. Okay? Dinistribute mo lang. So, say negative 2, i-distribute mo sa, say for example, negative 2 times 4 plus 6. Negative 2 will be distributed to 4, distributed to 6. Okay, so negative 2 times 4 plus negative 2 times 6. Again, PS, follow PEMDAS. Okay, I will no longer discuss PEMDAS. It is because hahaba na tong video natin. So, yun lang. Thanks for watching. Class dismissed.